What's up, everybody? James Duggan here with John Ryan.
Hey, James.
We are checking out more of this explorable space that you were not supposed to be able to explore.
But we're exploring it because we're rule breakers.
Yeah, specifically the northernmost region of the Dark Zone, which you have stipulated to be a quote-unquote Dark Zone stronghold.
Yeah, we'll explain more of that once we actually get over there. If you missed our first video, you should go back and check it out. But you can see that we are officially out of bounds on the map right here. We got outside the map via this exit on 42nd Street. Check out our other videos to see just how to do it.
Yeah, go on IGN.com or YouTube. It should be titled something to the tune of Breaking Out of the Divisions map or something like that. But anyway, we'll have a link in the description for that. So if you
once
need to
you
check
make
out the
it
first part.
through the second wall glitch, you'll end up in this shipping yard next to this big old aircraft carrier here, covered in LMB flags. But you'll also see there's this big old bridge right here next to this checkpoint. And instead of crossing over that checkpoint, we're going to hop up on the roof of this truck. And now
we're on our way.
We are on our way to Central Park.
Hooray!
Or as close to Central Park as we can get.
Central Park is even more of a nightmare than it is in real life.
It's true, because that area of the Division's version of Manhattan is still very much under construction. You'll see as we get further and further along this bridge and close all these doors. So many doors.
God, my OCD is just being
right?
completely satiated right now.
But you'll see once we get a little bit further along the bridge that this area is still very much a work in progress and may even not be finished at all because they're just background assets.
I mean, we weren't even supposed to get this far.
Oh, it's a miracle that all of this is rendered as well as it is.
Yeah. And again, to jump back to that other video, we checked out Clinton Park as well
Clinton
as
Park is right over there.
An aircraft carrier, which appears to be an LMB incursion, and all of that was pretty well rendered, barring one or two invisible walls
and some placeholder items and objects.
The clue placeholder being the best.
My favorite kind of clue. That door was broken, and I closed it anyways.
Yeah, nothing in. I told you, John. No wall can hold you.
Nope, and no door can remain open.
Now, here we go. This is starting to feel like when you glitched out of the Halo 2 levels.
Yeah, so now you can see where, if you were doing a survey for, let's say, like a quality control board, this is the section that would say needs improvement. Some music swelling to make you kind of forget
this whole thing
what's happening.
This whole thing looks like Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Yeah.
Just the polygonal nature is taking me back to a previous
instead
generation.
of trying to get to these big old buildings that will maybe someday get rendered, but probably not, we're going to pull a U-turn here and head back in this little direction. And this will dump us out on the northwestern end of the map. We'll speed up our trek a little bit for you here.
So you were telling me something about a map and a cutscene.
So well, it's not in the cutscene.
Okay.
If you play, where is it? If you play through there it is, the Russian consulate mission.
Sure.
In that mission, there's like a planning table where it shows you a map of the world, a map of Manhattan, like the area that you're playing in, and then right up here, which is where we're gonna go check out right now. This is all labeled something called the Dark Zone Stronghold.
It's extremely foreboding.
Yes, yes it is. It's sort of terrifying. And it makes me think that this is potentially either another incursion or realistically possibly an expansion that we'll see later on. All right,
Whoop,
so we can't...
big pothole there.
There's a big hole in the map there. Thankfully, we can just walk around
that's
it.
an Oakland pothole.
Hey, now, I live in Oakland.
So do I.
You leave our streets alone. Some of them are pretty nice.
I don't need to leave them alone. They've been left alone for a long time.
It's true, they have. So you can see that these areas, while not necessarily populated by objects, there is snow on the ground as opposed to just texture placeholders. The buildings themselves have been mostly rendered. Like, they're still very much cut and paste assets, but they're still there.
It looks like that bug in GTA 3 where you were able to get to the intro cinematic island, which is just like a little strip of city.
Yeah, for sure. So here is where we start kind of getting to the meat and potatoes of the area. So this, is
that the Dark Zone wall?
It is a
wall.
Dark Zone wall. So you can see that the Dark Zone officially starts over here.
You think it's going to expand out this way?
I don't know. Well, we will only be able to find out once the developers decide to actually release content. But we can kind of speculate that these all look very, very Dark Zone-y.
It's true. They're all clear plastic, which is interesting that I've never actually seen before. That
Right. It's a very different
plastic
aesthetic, and
texture.
whether it's it may just be an art asset that still requires some rendering. But you can see over there, and we just ran by them, all of the black tarping and yellow quarantine tape is all present. You can see quarantine markings on the sides of all these buildings here.
Yeah, this is not screaming Dark Zone, but certainly suggesting it.
If you wait just 2 seconds, we are actually almost to the very edge of the Dark Zone. Now
God, we're so close.
This here is the back end, is the back wall of the playable Dark Zone.
Sure.
And if we get close enough to it...
Oh, man, what if somebody's on the other side of that wall and tries to gank you? Oh, that's Times Square.
Oh, that is Times Square.
So that's
I
not
lied.
quite the Dark
I
Zone
lied.
yet.
We need to go one more block over.
Man, I really hope that somebody can see you on the other side of the Dark Zone.
Well, so you saw that we were able to see Times Square through it. You can totally
Sure.
see NPCs and other players if they happen to be there. I never saw another player, but the NPCs loaded in.
That's
And
really exciting.
That means I assume that you can also check out.
I wonder if it would instance you, though. Well, anyway.
It may not.
So it looks like we're about here.
We're almost there. So this, I was mistaken earlier. This is actually the back end of the Dark Zone. It's kind of hard to tell because all of these assets look alike.
Yeah. But so there we go.
Proximity coverage only. Backup activated. System rebooted.
So now we are technically in the Dark Zone.
Transmissions jammed. Proximity coverage
Isaac is
only.
really going crazy.
Yes.
Backup activated.
Thanks,
System
Isaac.
rebooted.
That'll be all for now.
Oh,
Thank you.
there's a guy. Now I'm only
Now entering
level 24, so these guys are all big.
They'll probably one-shot you.
They're big frowny faces. I actually got killed last night. But so this is the area that on your maps, or on that map that you can find. I'm gonna duck behind cover just in case those guys happen to spot me, because they can. That on that map that you find in the consulate mission is called a Dark Zone stronghold, and it's basically these 6 blocks north of the Dark Zone.
So I guess my question to you is, we just ran through a bunch of pretty much unrendered zone.
Yep.
Is this more densely populated with assets, or is it kind of the same, just
It's
a little bit more Dark Zone-y?
The buildings are very much,
Transmissions jammed.
kind of copy-pasted placeholder assets.
Backup activated.
But it
System
is
rebooted.
populated with,
Transmissions
trucks,
jammed.
items,
Proximity coverage only.
lighting effects
Backup
are in
activated.
effect here.
System rebooted.
Yeah, there's some barbed wire.
So
things
this,
like that.
I feel like this will most definitely
Proximity coverage
be an
only.
area that becomes
Backup
playable.
activated.
I mean, this is
System
even starting to
rebooted.
look a little bit more rendered, especially with those
Right,
like
yeah. I mean,
quarantine
buildings, you can see up here,
areas.
there's probably a person in that window. Let's have a look-see if we can see somebody. But the fact that there's a rendered inside window with a light on.
It's so cool.
Attention. Leaving Dark Zone.
So Isaac is going absolutely insane. If
Oh
you
yeah,
can't hear
he's
him.
freaking out. He doesn't
And-
understand what's happening at all.
Right.
Actually, if we look at our map, oh good. Okay, so I was looking at the map last night and it was glitching out really hard. Like icons were getting huge and then tiny again.
So what happens if you go straight north from here to try and get into Central Park?
So
Can you
this-
see Central Park?
You can see it. You can see all those dead trees before
Wow.
at the end of the block right there. So yeah, you were asking if it was a little more populated. You can see here things look a little more polished. You've got a lot more assets. You've got interactable objects. And we might even run into a couple of NPCs. I saw a few of them wandering around last night out here. But if you look off, down in either direction, it's still very much, very, very empty. But that's not to say that, because the expansion that this might be part of could be, 4, 5, 6 months away, there's no reason to think that this won't, get further populated.
Oh,
as
I
time
mean,
goes
I have
on.
no doubt that it will be, especially compared to what we saw when we already got out of the map the first time,
Right.
which was just to the
So you
west.
can see Central Park behind this barricade here. Now we
can you
can't,
go? Can you
unfortunately, get inside the park. We can
Oh
get
my
about-
goodness,
That's about as far as we
that
can
is
get.
so cool though. Just look at that.
But yeah, I mean, look at this, all these floating trees,
It's probably because of the green poison that the trees have uprooted themselves.
and started flying away.
yeah,
For sure, absolutely. I think that's a very, very solid theory.
you want to do one more pan over Central Park? Just a nice slow pan.
Nice. Here. How about this? I'm gonna do one of these.
Can you
Oh
get
wait,
up?
there's a fence up the top there.
Yeah,
Oh, never mind. I was trying to make it all nice and
that's all right.
scenic.
No, it's okay.
We'll get over here though. We'll get over here and get out of the shadow of that really ugly barricade.
Oh wow, so you can kind of explore.
Yeah, you can totally check out you know, the lower west side of Central Park. But it's sort of just at the moment just this big field of floating dead
tundra.
trees, this wasted tundra that is
It does have an odd beauty to it.
yeah, it's weirdly surreal. Like, this is the part of the division where your agent goes insane, gets a little bit of green poisonism, and has just like a bunch of weird fever dreams.
I'm into it. So this has been a look at the explorable space. In addition to the video we did previously, but this was kind of the Dark Zone area. This, as opposed to what we explored before, leaves it much more open to interpretation in terms of what, or if any, content will be here.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say that there will probably be an expanded Dark Zone to the north, but will they do anything with Central Park? I don't know, but I think it's interesting that they've at least rendered it from a far-off view distance,
Yeah, I
as if
feel
somebody
like
was at the top of a building and
I feel
kind
like
of
this
see.
will probably be about as far north as we get to go. At least for now, you know, maybe 8 months or a year down the line, we'll see a more fleshed out.
You know what? I
Manhattan.
would actually love a combat zone that was more rural.
Woodlandy?
Yeah,
that'd be great.
And just kind of being able to take some cover behind trees, so that has me excited.
Yeah.
Let us know what you're excited about.
I'm excited
in terms of future content.
to get some good R&R at my favorite hotel, the Placeholder,
The Placeholder Hotel. Aw, man.
It looks so nice in there with all their carpet and hardwood.
The Placeholder Hotel. They should totally keep that name.
Right?
That's
I hope
fantastic.
they do. I hope they keep the Placeholder Hotel. So we're going to run back down towards the Dark Zone and probably get ourselves killed. But you guys,
Sure.
for more videos like this and everything else in the division, check out our wiki, which has a ton of great exploits, glitches like this, and really good information for those of you who are just starting out, or if you've already hit level 30 and need some tips on what to do. And for everything else in the division, James, where are we going to stick around on?
IGN.
Sweet. Hey, get out of that car, old lady. You shouldn't even be here.